They say there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease. But what if the key to protecting our most precious memories is not found in a distant laboratory, but is waiting for us in our very own kitchens? What if I told you that there is a natural fruit capable of halting mental deterioration and rekindling dormant memories? If you believe in the power of natural health and want to discover the vital information that could protect your mind, please show your support for this mission. Take one moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing this essential knowledge to the world. Now, let us begin our journey. In Japan, this very fruit has become a cornerstone of the diet of thousands of elderly people. Today, these individuals maintain clear minds, active memories, and renewed spirits. This is not folklore, it is being observed in modern science. The most recent studies show that the natural compounds within these fruits repair neuronal connections and protect the brain from the oxidative damage that causes forgetfulness. I am Dr. Sophia Miller. I speak to you today not just as a physician, but as someone who has dedicated his entire professional life, more than 20 long, painstaking years, to a single, urgent, and deeply personal cause: the prevention of Alzheimer's disease. For over 2 decades, I have served as a neurologist, a specialist privileged to study the intricate, delicate, and mysterious workings of the human brain. And in that substantial time, my focus has sharpened, moving beyond the cold, hard diagnosis of what is lost, and toward the hopeful, vital frontier of what can be saved. My work has been centered on prevention. I have sat across from thousands of patients. I have listened to their stories, I have observed their struggles, and I have tirelessly searched for real, tangible answers in their words and in their biology. During my extensive career, I have heard the same words, the same heartbreaking phrases, come out of my patients' mouths, time and time again. They echo in my memory, a sorrowful chorus that never fades. A successful businessman who once commanded boardrooms, a loving grandmother who was the living library of her family's history, a brilliant teacher who had shaped generations of young minds. Their faces are all different, their life stories unique and rich, but their words eventually, tragically, become hauntingly familiar. They lean forward in my office, their eyes searching mine for some answer I do not have, and they say, "Doctor, I feel like my mind is no longer the same." Sometimes they say these words with a profound, resigned sadness. It is a quiet, heavy sadness that speaks of an intimate grief, a private mourning for the sharp, capable person they used to be, for the mental acuity they once took for granted as much as breathing. Other times, the words are spoken with a raw, electric, and agonizing fear. It is a palpable fear. It is not just the simple, frustrating fear of forgetting where they left their keys or what they came into a room for. No, it is a deeper, more profound terror. It is the fear of forgetting the faces of their own children. It is the terror of one day looking at their spouse of 50 years and feeling nothing. It is the fear of losing the path back to their own home, of becoming a stranger to themselves, of disappearing long before their body has given up. But in all of these cases, in every single one of these encounters, there is a common feeling. It is a universal, crushing sensation. The sense of gradually, uncontrollably, losing the very memories that define them. Think about that for one moment. The memories that define them. We are we not, a collection of our experiences, our lessons, our loves, our memories. They are the golden threads that weave the intricate tapestry of our identity. To feel them slipping away, one by one, is to feel your very self unraveling, thread by thread. I remember one woman in particular. Her story is the one that changed the course of my life. Her name was Ko. She was 71 years old. She came to my office, and one day, she confessed something to me. In a voice so quiet I had to lean in, but with words so powerful, I will never, ever forget them. She looked at me, her gaze steady, holding back a pain I could only guess at, and she said, "Doctor, I know my husband loves me, but there are mornings when I can't recall his name." Let that devastating sentence sink in for a moment. She could remember the complex, abstract, and profound emotion of love. She knew, in the core of her being, that this man adored her and had built a life with her, but she could not retrieve the simple, fundamental, concrete fact of his name. That phrase, that one devastating sentence, struck me. It did not just make me think. It struck me like a physical blow to my chest. It was a moment of terrible, heartbreaking, perfect clarity. It was at that exact moment that I knew my path. I decided to dedicate my entire life, every resource I had, every minute of my research, to understanding how certain natural foods from the earth, not complex compounds from a laboratory, could protect the brain from this devastating, soul-stealing forgetfulness. You must understand, Alzheimer's doesn't appear overnight. It is not a sudden storm that crashes down upon a person. It is a fog, a thick, gray fog, rolling in silently, almost imperceptibly at first. It begins with what we all dismiss as small, insignificant lapses. Moments of minor confusion. That foggy feeling that so many of us have been told is a normal, unavoidable part of getting older. We laugh it off. We misplace our keys. We forget an acquaintance's name. We walk into a room and forget why. It all seems so harmless. But behind it all, beneath the surface of our daily lives, there is an invisible, relentless, and destructive process at work. There is an unseen enemy inside the very command center of our being. Our neurons, the brilliant, lightning-fast messengers that carry our thoughts, our feelings, our joys, our memories, they become inflamed. They begin to oxidize, a biological process akin to metal rusting, but happening deep within the delicate tissues of our minds. And as this silent inflammation and this corrosive oxidation take hold, the neurons start communicating worse and worse and worse with each other. The vital signals get crossed. The important messages are lost entirely. The intricate, beautiful web of communication that creates our consciousness, our personality, our self, begins to fray and break down. This is the bleak, frightening reality of the disease. But here is the message I am here to share with you today. Here is the reason for my life's work. What is truly surprising, what is genuinely, powerfully hopeful, is that this damage, this inflammation, this oxidation, this catastrophic breakdown in communication is not necessarily a permanent, irreversible fate. Scientific studies, real and verifiable, are now showing us that this damage can be halted. It can be stopped in its tracks, and in some cases, it can even be partially reversed. This is not fantasy. This is not false hope. This is biology. This recovery is possible when the brain receives the right, specific, and powerful nutrients. And that powerful and world-changing discovery is exactly what we discovered in Japan. The first fruit I want to reveal to you is not a new supplement or a complex laboratory novelty. It is a simple fruit, brightly colored and sweetly scented, that has been part of Japanese families' lives for generations. It is called the mikan, though in many countries, including Mexico, you may know it as the Satsuma mandarin or simply the Japanese mandarin. Behind its innocent and humble appearance lies a power that can truly transform the way your mind ages. During more than 2 decades as a neurologist, I have noticed something curious. In the regions of Japan where the mikan is a non-negotiable part of the daily breakfast, older adults maintain a surprising, astonishing mental clarity, even past their 80s. I assure you, this is not a coincidence. This fruit contains a unique combination of vitamin C, flavonoids, and beta-carotenes that nourish the brain deeply. But what is most astonishing is how it does so. I remember one of my patients, a gentleman named Mr. Teishi, who was 76 years old. When he first came to my office, he was deeply frustrated. He was forgetting his own grandchildren's names. He would leave the tea in the kitchen, only to find it cold hours later. It was not a severe case, but it was the clear beginning of something that could progress quickly if we did not act. I suggested a simple change. I asked him to incorporate one Mekong mandarin every single morning, eaten whole, not as juice, and with no added sugar. Just 3 months later, he returned to my office with a smile. His wife told me he seemed more focused, visibly happier, and had even resumed his old habit of solving crosswords. That was the moment I realized we were not dealing with a mere fruit, but a small natural shield against forgetfulness. A compound present in the Mekong, called nobiletin, acts directly on the neuronal connections. It does not repair them overnight, but it works consistently to reduce the inflammation that prevents neurons from communicating well. Imagine an electrical network in your brain that, over the years, becomes filled with static and interference. The Mekong helps to clear that signal, restoring sharpness to thoughts and clarity to memories. Another of its great secrets is its profound effect on cerebral circulation. When blood flow improves, oxygen and vital nutrients reach the brain more effectively. This translates directly into more mental energy, a better mood, and less confusion upon waking. No miracles are needed, only consistency. A small daily gesture that nourishes the mind with every single segment. The way you consume it also matters deeply. The best time to eat it is in the morning or mid-afternoon. 1 or 2 pieces a day, eaten fresh and with the whole pulp, is ideal. The fiber it contains is crucial, as it helps release sugar slowly, avoiding the harmful spikes that actually harm the brain. This is precisely why processed or bottled juice does not have the same protective effect. There is something I like to tell my patients. Your memory is not lost. It is just asleep. And the Mekong seems to have the ability to gently wake it, like sunlight streaming through a window in the morning. But the Mekong mandarin is only the first step. The most surprising thing is what I discovered next. When we combine this fruit with another of an opposite color and an intense flavor, the antioxidant effect multiplies. That second fruit is small, dark blue, and grows among the bushes of the north. I am speaking, of course, about the blueberry. When I was a child, my grandfather used to walk every morning along the mountain paths that surrounded his house. He always carried a small basket, and inside it was something that, at the time, seemed insignificant to me. It was just a handful of dark blue, round, shiny berries. I never imagined that those berries, blueberries, held one of the most powerful secrets to protecting the brain from aging. Decades later, science confirmed what my grandfather intuitively knew. These tiny fruits help keep memory alive. During my years of research, I discovered that blueberries are not just food. They are, in fact, almost a natural medicine. They contain a special family of compounds called anthocyanins, which are the pigments responsible for their deep, rich blue color. These substances have the rare and remarkable ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, something very few foods can do. This means their benefits reach the brain directly, where they act as powerful shields against inflammation and oxidation, two of the most destructive processes behind Alzheimer's. I vividly remember a woman named Emmy, 70 years old, who was part of a study on healthy aging in the city of Kyoto. She was cheerful, but she used to tell me with a touch of humor, "Doctor, lately I leave my glasses in the fridge and the rice in the library." She did not need medical treatment, but rather a way to reconnect with her focus. After just a few weeks of including fresh blueberries in her breakfast, her own account changed. She did not speak of miracles, but she spoke of mental clarity. That simple phrase, "more awake," struck me as the most accurate description of all. The effect of blueberries is silent, but it is profound. When consumed regularly, they improve communication between neurons and increase brain plasticity. Plasticity is the brain's ability to adapt and create new connections, a quality that is essential for preserving memory in older age. Studies have shown that consuming a daily portion of between 50 and 100 grams, which is about half a cup, can improve working memory and mental reaction speed. The key, as always, is consistency. Small daily doses are far more effective than large, occasional amounts. I like to tell my patients to imagine their brain as a garden. Over the years, dry leaves, which represent toxins, begin to pile up. Blueberries act like someone gently sweeping that garden, allowing the light to come in again. And when the light enters, memory blooms anew. There is also a fascinating effect on mood. Anthocyanins stimulate the natural production of dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and motivation. This is why many people notice not only cognitive improvements, but also a general sense of well-being and emotional energy. If fresh blueberries are not available, you can opt for frozen ones, as long as they have no added sugar or even a high-quality freeze-dried powder. The important thing is to avoid sweetened or processed products, as excess sugar causes the exact opposite effect. Brain inflammation. Eating blueberries 3 or 4 times a week is ideal. People often ask me, "Doctor, is it true that blueberries rejuvenate the brain?" I always give the same answer. They do not rejuvenate it. They awaken it. They help it remember how to function in harmony. However, the true power of blueberries emerges when they are paired with another vibrant red food. Together, they create a symphony of antioxidants capable of strengthening not only memory, but also the heart. I will now tell you about that deep and powerful fruit, the pomegranate. Among all the fruits I have studied, there is one that has always seemed almost mystical to me. The pomegranate, or zakuro as we call it in Japan, seems to hold a small galaxy of rubies within it. Each tiny seed contains a spark of life, and that energy seems to reflect what happens in the brain when we incorporate it into our daily diet. I remember Hannah, a 73-year-old woman I met in a small coastal town. Every morning, she performed the same ritual. She would cut a pomegranate from her garden, split it carefully, and eat its seeds while watching the sea. She told me that that moment made her feel in order inside. And when she spoke, her mind was so lucid that you completely forgot her age. The pomegranate contains a unique combination of polyphenols, tannins, and anthocyanins. These antioxidants work to help purify cerebral blood and keep the neurons oxygenated. One of its most interesting components, ellagic acid, actually helps the brain eliminate the harmful proteins that accumulate with age and hinder memory. This internal cleansing is not noticeable right away, but over time, thinking becomes more agile. The best way to consume it is simple: half a pomegranate a day, or a small glass of its natural juice, but always without added sugar. This fruit also has a very special emotional effect. Its nutrients promote the production of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters of calm and motivation. We must remember, Alzheimer's does not just progress with age. It advances with stress, with sadness, and with a lack of purpose. The pomegranate acts right there, providing an energy that not only nourishes the brain but also uplifts the spirit. Finally, there is one more fruit that deeply excites me. It is a symbol of youth, sweetness, and love. But behind its delicate aroma lies a power few can imagine. That fruit is the strawberry. There are aromas that are simply unforgettable. One of them is that of a freshly cut strawberry. Its fresh fragrance and bright red color evoke happy moments. A family breakfast, a summer afternoon, a shared smile. And perhaps that is its first and most beautiful secret. The strawberry does not just nourish the body, it also activates our emotional memory. I discovered its power by observing something very simple. In a community center where I collaborate, a healthy snack is prepared for older adults every Friday. One afternoon, I noticed that when there were strawberries on the table, the conversations flowed better. People smiled more, they recalled old anecdotes, they laughed spontaneously. The explanation for this turned out to be fascinating. The strawberry is one of the fruits with the highest natural concentration of a compound called fisetin, an antioxidant that acts as a fertilizer for our neurons. Fisetin promotes the formation of new brain connections, it strengthens the existing ones, and it protects the areas of the brain related to long-term memory. This fruit also has the powerful ability to reduce neuronal inflammation, that silent process that, over the years, dims our mental clarity. I remember Norio, a retired teacher I met during a seminar on healthy aging. He was 78 years old and had a peculiar daily habit. Every morning before reading the newspaper, he prepared a small bowl of strawberries with natural yogurt and a few drops of lemon. He told me, with a clear voice, that breakfast organized his thoughts. He had been repeating that simple ritual for over 10 years, not by medical advice, but simply because it made him feel light, attentive, and happy. Strawberries are rich in vitamin C, manganese, and anthocyanins, 3 key allies of the brain. The vitamin C stimulates the production of dopamine and serotonin. The manganese supports cellular energy, helping neurons stay active. And the anthocyanins combat oxidative stress. As for how to consume it, the key is freshness. The strawberry loses some of its antioxidant power when it is cooked or covered with sugar. That is why I always recommend eating it raw, fresh, and well washed, ideally in the morning or mid-afternoon.